124 Conch Street might just be the most recognizable house in all of television. Everyone knows who lives in a pineapple under the sea. Spongebob's house is so iconic, and its interior is proof of great design choices. Every room in Spongebob's house is memorable, and most people will probably recognize each one of them. Upon entering the house, we see the living room, which is beautiful and so nostalgic. There are two other doors in the living room, one leading to the kitchen and one leading to the stairs to the second floor. There is also a laundry room somewhere, I think it's on the first floor. But the second floor has iconic rooms such as the bedroom, the bathroom, the workout room and the library, which is definitely the coolest one. And then we of course have the roof, which is seen occasionally. And I think that's all of Spongebob's house. There isn't anything... What? Garage? SpongeBob has a garage?
Hey!
So, if you didn't remember that SpongeBob had a garage, I don't blame you. Not even the official SpongeBob Twitter knew about it. The garage is definitely the part of SpongeBob's house with the least appearances. But we actually see SpongeBob's garage as early as the second episode of the show, Reef Blower. In this silent episode, SpongeBob goes to get his reef blower, which is, well, in his garage. He opens the garage door and we get to see a tiny glimpse of the inside. We do not see much, but it looks to be quite a big room. Now, why he has a garage is a good question. We all know Bro does not know how to drive at all. Now, either it's here he keeps his little pedal bike thing, the unicycle, that he rides sometimes, but what I like to think is that he is just so determined to get his driver's license that he already has a garage. Like how people get cars before their license just as motivation. Having money helps, I guess. Now, SpongeBob's garage is not a one-time appearance thing. We see it next time just a few episodes later in Naughty Nautical Neighbors, when SpongeBob and Patrick are blowing bubbles in SpongeBob's backyard, which we have never seen. Obviously we got the garage door, like here, but what is that other door next to it? SpongeBob doesn't have a door from his living room to his backyard, right? So where does this door lead? I'm pretty sure it's not to the garage actually. It's probably just where the door in his kitchen leads to, since the door is next to a window to the outside. Don't remember him ever using this door though.
Tartar sauce!
As we can see, SpongeBob still has a garage here, but when he finally gets his driver's license briefly in Season 2, No Free Rides, he parks his boat on the street. This doesn't make a lot of sense from a reality perspective, but like a lot of things in this show, it's just here for convenience. Mrs. Puff needs to sneak up and steal the boat for the plot, so of course SpongeBob is gonna park outside. If SpongeBob needed to take his car to work for some plot point, he would park his car in a big parking garage that would magically appear near the Krusty Krab. That's just how SpongeBob works.
I'd better take the shortcut! Mr. Krabs!
But then if we jump very much forward all the way to Season 11, we can see two things. One, the show is not as good anymore, and two, there is another episode where SpongeBob gets a car. In Drive Happy, he doesn't get his license, but instead a self-driving car, which doesn't require a license. And where does he park his car?
Oh, that was the best day of non-driving ever. Coop, is there anything I can get you? Warm glass of oil, triple foam conditioner?
I'm fine. Good night, Mr. Squarepants.
Good night, Coop.
In a parking spot that has never been there before. It's also so funny that for some reason it just needed to be on this side. They removed Squidward's house from the episode for this parking spot. It should be right here, right? Why didn't they just put it on the other side? Like the other side of the house where there literally is nothing but sand? Or even better, why not just put it in the garage? Oh yeah, because SpongeBob needs a reason to bring his car inside the house when it starts raining. And it can't rain inside the garage. You see what I'm saying? The reason we have barely seen SpongeBob's garage is because SpongeBob as a show retcons anything for plot convenience. I guess we'll have to wait for an episode with the right setup to finally see the inside of SpongeBob's garage. Except we already have.
You know, Patrick, being in a band gives you the liberty to dress with a little more... how should I put this?
Yeah?
In Krabby Road, the second episode of the season 6 premiere, SpongeBob, Plankton, Squidward and Patrick start the band together, and just like that one app, guess where they go to practice? That was fucking terrible. In one shot we see from the outside as the garage door is rolled up, and funnily enough, the door next to it is gone here. And that door was not a one-time thing, it has appeared after Nautical Neighbors in season 9's The Fishbowl. But then in Bunny Hunt, 2 seasons later, we see the garage without the door. Even if this is confusing, SpongeBob's second window at the front of his house disappears in like every other episode, and like we discussed, not even Squidward's house is safe. What's important is that the garage is here, and we get a good view inside of it.
Go ahead, say it, SpongeBob!
You know, pizzazz!
So I was almost right about the bike thing. He has a bike here, but it isn't his unicycle, but a random bike like the one Squidward rides sometimes. I was first about to say that if this was season 1, his unicycle would be here instead, but I was surprised to see that the unicycle shows up throughout the run of the show, even in this season. But this other bike is here anyway, maybe he stole it from Squidward. And we also have the workbench and the tool hanger thing that we saw in the garage's first appearance in Reef Blower, which is cool. That's about it honestly. They spend half the episode in here, but it's always more zoomed in shots. The shot from the outside is the closest we get to an overview of the garage.
The best kind of lyrics are the ones that are deep and revealing. Something only you know? Take a recipe!
I once searched for my innermost secrets. All I found was this.
Something really interesting we see in here though, is that there is a door that's not the garage door. Now, having a door from the inside of the house to the garage is kind of normal, but what makes it interesting is that they enter through the garage door. Now, this is also normal for bands practicing in garages, especially when it's like in someone's family house, so they can just move in and out easily without having to like actually enter the main house. But SpongeBob lives alone, and he does not feel like the type of person to like force his friends to enter through a specific door. What I mean by this is that every other time in the show when Patrick goes to SpongeBob's house, he enters through the normal door. Why wouldn't they all just go through that door? It gotta be faster if they got a door right here inside the garage. Like to just walk through that door instead of walking all the way around the house. Unless this door leads somewhere else. Because realistically, where in the house would this door like open to? Like we said before, the living room has 2 doors, one leads to the stairway and the other to the kitchen. There is no other door here, so it can't be from here you go to the garage. Then the kitchen has the door that leads outside, this being the inconsistent door next to the outside garage door, and another door in here that leads to the stairwell, at least sometimes.
Guess what's for breakfast? That's right!
So what I was thinking is that this door in the garage leads to some other room we haven't seen. Because without any doors on the bottom floor, it shouldn't be able to lead into any of the like known rooms. Now there are 2 arguments for why this wouldn't be a new room. Firstly, the very inconsistent nature of SpongeBob's house and the show as a whole. If they opened this door in the episode, it would probably just lead right into the living room, and it would either just be a new door, or he would come through one of the existing doors. Because doors are inconsistent with where they lead as well. Going by just the early seasons, it should be possible to go on like a whole route through the entire house. Like you don't have to go through the same door twice to go through the entire house and out again. And the second argument kind of ties into this, because a few minutes later in the episode, after Squidward gets buff enough to join the band, he runs to the rest of them, but unlike them, he enters through the main door instead of the garage door. Now, we don't see him enter the garage from like entering the house, but they start playing their instruments off screen, so it's safe to assume Squidward got to the garage through the main door. So as I was editing, I realized that there is another episode that shows the inside of SpongeBob's garage, which kind of makes a lot of the things I've said redundant, but we're gonna talk about it anyway, right here, wherever it fits. In Sharks vs. Pods in season 9, SpongeBob goes into the garage through the door, like the door we've been talking about. We don't see him enter the door, but it's presumed that he got to the garage through this door. So in the garage we see the tool bench, the hanger for the tools. Above that there is like some paint stuff. There's some paint stuff in another place. We have what I think is a unicycle here. It looks slightly different, but I think it's a unicycle. And then he has a license plate, which kind of proves my theory about that he already has a license plate. He already has a garage without even having a car. So this was really surprising. We still don't see him enter through this door though. I'm gonna just go back and check. No. What we do see, however, is that there is a third door here. A door on the other side of the room, so it's closer to the main door that you enter the house through. It's a door with like a swimming ring or whatever it's called on it. That from how the episode plays out here, you'd think that's where he enters the garage, but that doesn't make any sense with how it's positioned. You see, it's like right next to the window, so if you go there, you should just be on the outside. But SpongeBob is not a show that makes sense. What I thought was that this door leads to his second bathroom, because in some episodes he has a second bathroom that's on the first floor. I'm gonna have to go back into editing and check this, but for now this is like a big discovery for me, like when I'm almost done editing the video. So of course this got even more confusing, because the second bathroom thing was something I read about on the SpongeBob wiki when I first researched for the video. So I went back and figured out that it was in the episode Gary Takes a Bath, which was the episode I used that screenshot from. And then I went back and watched the episode, and okay, I'm just gonna pull it up here so I make sure I don't say like anything wrong, but we see, I'm gonna play the clip on screen, because we see the door with the swimming ring in the background as SpongeBob throws the toy. Then Gary runs forward on the first floor, and then he gets to the bathroom. So now, not only do we have the door that you enter the house from, the two doors that usually are there, this new door with the life ring, and also this, it's not even a door, it's just an open bathroom that's on the first floor. And I thought that was it, like, okay, so we don't know what's behind this door with the life ring, it gotta be the garage. But no, because later in the episode, when SpongeBob does the whole pirate thing, you know, the classic don't drop 'em joke, when they are going treasure hunting, then he opens this door, and then there's stairs there. So now the stairs are in this door, but in this episode, like right before, we also see that, wait, okay, look at this screenshot and tell me it's not super confusing. Now it's in the kitchen, and then, and where does this door lead? Where does this door lead? Like the one, oh, I have no idea what's going on. This got, like, I'm going down a rabbit hole. So that's basically the canon explanation for this weird door in SpongeBob's garage. It leads to the rest of his house, even though we still have no idea which room you will enter upon opening the door from the garage. And it's mysteries like this that's so interesting to me with this very long-running show. There is a similar thing with SpongeBob's library that I would like to take a look at in the future as well, but for SpongeBob's garage door, it's gonna be unsolved until we finally get to see the inside of the garage again. But I think the main thing to take away from all this is that this man has a garage without a car.